The kingdom of An. When Solana had blown upon his conch-shell trumpet back in the temple of Tivaco, he had no idea of what it might do. That moment had been fraught with so much danger he had simply followed his inner voice to sound the shell. He had watched Altazar's final debasement with detached disbelief, hoping that by letting the drama play itself out it would serve to break Altazar free. Unfortunately it did not, or so he thought, for when the conch responded to his breath with its long deep call, everything immediately disappeared from sight. Solana found himself standing alone, unharmed, high atop a mountain. He knew not where he was, nor how he had gotten there. Far away in the distance he could see a small patch of undulating blue water and assumed that it was probably part of Lake Titicaca. He was now far above the tree line, but extremely high altitude gave the air a crystal clarity charged with vital force of pranachita. He could see little diamonds dancing about in the atmosphere surrounding him. Wherever he was, he knew not, but it filled him with wonder. Solana stood facing the sun and raised his arms, gratefully reciting the ancient prayer to An. Reverence to thee, O An of Ans. Thou art the eye of the storm, the light in the darkness within the light. Grant me, Almighty An, that I may walk a path of peace, that I may embody your warmness, for am I just and true. When he had finished, he sat down, arranged the folds of his poncho around him, and began to meditate. After some time he became conscious of the sound of gently tinkling bells approaching him. Opening his eyes, Solomon noticed a man coming towards him, carrying a golden staff capped by a gold sun and moon, from which dangled several tiny golden bells. The stranger had a face of immense nobility, and carried himself with a certain regal splendor. He was tall, with loose, long black hair and an extremely handsome face. His strong dark eyes were deep and kind. His strong dark eyes were deep and kind. A short tunic of finely woven vicuna wool was worn in his lean body. Most remarkably, his ears were huge golden earplugs fashioned into glowing sun discs. The stranger bowed to him, then raised his arm sunward. "Solana, we welcome you to the kingdom of An," he announced proudly. "My name is Akakabak. Come with me, and I shall lead you there." Solana smiled broadly, first with relief at his deliverance, then with the great joy of anticipation. He had found the kingdom of An. Standing up, the king clasped Akakabak's hand firmly. "Thank you for finding me. Please lead the way, and I shall follow." Akakabak looked at him with warmth and understanding. Then he, too, smiled joyously and nodded. "Come, brother, we have been through much today, soon you shall find rest." He led the way down the mountainside, following a small but well-maintained trail. They slowly picked their way down the steep slopes, zigzagging back and forth along the face of the mountain. Down below, Solana could see a river winding its way through a fertile green valley. "Is that An?" he asked. Akapabak responded, "It is indeed An, and so is this, and so are we." He gestured to the mountains and sky all around them. After a while they descended to the waterfall and hiked along the banks of the river for several miles. Soon, soon the sound of distant music could be heard. Just a waft on the fresh breeze. Then, as they came closer, the long, long rumbling of horn could be heard from a nearby peak. The sound echoed throughout the valley. Then another horn seemed to answer it from a different mountain further away. They announced our approach. Akakapa exclaimed. Solana felt a profound sense of excitement well up inside of him. Soon they passed through two giant boulders which marked the entrance to the hidden water of honey. Several men who bore a strong family resemblance to Akakabak stood on guard and waved to them as they walked by. Akakabak turned to Sol and whispered to him, "Now pull upon your conch shell once again and send your salutations to On." Solana straightened himself and with great seriousness and respect put the conch to his lips and blew. The sound flew swiftly on the wind like a golden arrow. Then there could be heard the answering echoes, echoes, plunging from mountain to mountain until they faded softly away. Akakapa greeted him. "Well done, brother. Welcome home, Solomon. It is indeed an honor to bring you here." As they walked onwards with bouncy strides, Solana saw houses of stone with roofs of thatched grass tucked here and there. And there were people, beautiful, hardworking men, women, and children, who waved and smiled at them as they passed by. Excited whispers could be heard. "Look, there is Solana. He has come. Solana has made it home." Everywhere there was an atmosphere of love and friendliness. Ahead of them loomed a large step pyramid, made of sun-baked bricks of earth-atop stones. "This is the pyramid of Anani," Akakaba told him. "Our ancient ones await us here." "Are you ready to greet them?" he asked. "Yes," replied Solana humbly. He felt as if his heart would burst with sheer joy and elation in the moment now. It's just as I always imagined it to be," he explained to Akabaka. "It is so perfectly familiar here." "This is simply because this is the home of your true lineage. It is ever that way for those of us that journeyed me for the first time. We have all dreamt of this place, but we're never quite certain if An existed on the physical plane or not," said Akakaba. They had now arrived at the base of the pyramid of Anani and began ascending the endless stairs which climbed up the front of it until they reached what could be termed the fourth level. Entering through an inclined angular doorway, they found themselves in a large square room. They found themselves in a large square room, seated within upon chairs exquisitely fashioned of silver and gold, were a man and woman who were the most fascinating beings that one had ever seen. Clad simply in white tunics, they were all incredibly ancient, but clothed with the radiant beauty of their shining, transcendent essences. They emanated perfect true love and purest wisdom. One had a sure sensation that he knew this too very well indeed. He experienced an overwhelming sense of nostalgia for his own age of full remembrance. "Solana, is it you?" the man asked in a voice containing utmost authority. "Yes," sighed father of the sun, responded Solana with strong emotion as the man wrapped him in an embrace. "Solana, my son, we are pleased to welcome you home to the kingdom of An," spoke the father's son. The woman stood patiently waiting to greet Solana. Her snowy white hair was pulled back and plaited into a loose knot. Her face, though well wrinkled with age, shone with a luminous beauty. Tucking Solana into her arms at last, she hugged him closely and whispered, "My beloved Solana, we welcome you to An. Long have you awaited this day. watching you draw a little closer. I have never doubted that you would find your way here, she said quietly with deep emotion. Come away, Mama of the moon, Momaki. Solana responded with gentle tenderness, never questioning how he recognized them or knew their names, or why he dared to address them so familiarly. He must be tired and hungry from the lengthy travels, I not, she inquired. Turning to one of the attendants, she motioned that food might be brought for Solana and Akakapak. They were led into a nearby alcove, whereupon they seated themselves comfortably on large wooden cushions on the floor. Here they were served most wondrous food and drink that left Solana feeling quite refreshed and renewed. After they had eaten their fill, the father-son asked, "Well, what has happened to Altazar? Was he not to travel here with you?" Solana's bright face clouded over in sorrow at the memories of his dear friend. "That is a most sad story. I'm afraid that he's lost to us. On our way here we were captured and taken to the temple of Tiwako. There he suffered an enchantment by Mura of the four-fingered ones. I could not bring him here with me. Mura would not even permit me to depart. Finally she commanded Altazar to stab me with her silver dagger. He was about to kill me when I was told my inner voice to blow upon the conch." Solana gestured to the shawl hanging from the woman's shop around his neck. "I wonder if there is not some way that we could make haste and rescue him from the demented soul's rest." He implored. "Solana, my dear," the madam replied, firmly with her far-seeing wisdom, "we cannot interfere in the affairs of Tiwako, nor can they interfere with us. Back in the ancient of days long ago, it was peopled by many of the Four-Fingered Ones, starry beings, many of whom originated from the Syrian star system. They were some of the earliest colonies upon this planet. Tiwako functioned then as an important center of initiation and learning for mankind. Our earliest legends taught that back at the beginning of this Earth cycle there was a secret cave with four openings. This cave was located not far from the shores of Lake Titicaca. From each of these openings there emerged a man and woman who were brother and sister as well as husband and wife. These four brothers were called Ramu, Meru, Manu, and Ramon. The sister of the one known as Ramu was the original Mura. She continued, "Many of the ancestors of numerous tribal groups and kingdoms were fathered by those beings at Tiwako from the distant universes. Now he notes that they were the forefathers of your own people, Rapa Nui and Lemuria. We ourselves carry their blood in our lineage. Therefore, Tiwako will always be a sacred ancestral shrine to us, regardless of who is living there. The star beings who inhabited that place were highly evolved ones who came to this planet to serve mankind. Many useful things were introduced to the people by them: methods of agriculture, cosmology, weaving of the cords. The public also possessed secret knowledge of metals and crystals, herbal lore and leverage of stones. Wondrous things too numerous to mention which were of great benefit to the planet. What happened to the original inhabitants of Tiwako? Solana inquired with great fascination. The cycle from they were here simply completed itself, the father answered. Hence they departed this planet and returned to the galactic systems from whence they originated, all save one, Otakak added in his deep voice. The sorceress Mura was not permitted to return with the others, because her energy had become too poisoned by contact with the density of the Earth's magnetic field. Understand, Solana, Mother Moon continued. What happened was that the woman Mura allowed her overshield to be penetrated by contact with too many Earthmen who had, of course, low energy frequency that the star beings. This is in turn lowered hers until she no longer had the integrity and control, which is an absolute prerequisite in order to be a pure channel for the higher dimensional energies. Mura could no longer handle them in the correct way, so she increasingly turned to magic and manipulation as an outlet for release of the immensely powerful frequencies to which her being was accustomed. Thus, her energies became increasingly distorted, explained Akakaba. Why did this not happen to the others of her kind as well? One asked. Mother Moon explained, because although it is not harmful for a star being man to plant his stars within an Earth woman, it is an entirely different method when the situation is reversed. The full fingered women were informed of the hazards to their energy fields should they become sexually involved with an earthly man. The other women followed these guidelines. Mura did not. She even transgressed to the degree that she gave birth to several children by different human men. This definitely caused several disturbance to her dimensional polarities. The unusual histories of the children of Mura would make a fascinating story in itself, if the hermit had the time to remember. What I still do not understand is this, interjected Solana. If Anne is aware of all this, why do you choose to do nothing about her? The father son now spoke with calm authority, because Solana Anne holds an ancient pact of trust with Diwato, which presupposes no interference in mutual respect for ancient boundaries. Thus it is out of our sphere of influence to intercede, even though sadly enough it has now become a focus of negative energy. Please excuse me for questioning you so much, Swan apologized. I do not intend any lack of respect and speak merely from my great concern for Altazar. I was not happy to leave him there so unprotected. The Mother Moon gave him a look of love and compassion. We understand that, my dear. There is one thing which you could do that might put your heart somewhat at rest. There is a woman who lives but one night journey from here. She is a hermit who is known to see everything. She does not often extend her welcome to strangers, but I know that she will recognize you. She will be able to tell you about the fate of Altazar. It is a difficult journey there. The path is a secret one which few have drawn to its completion. Of course, the hermit is happy to spend as much time in the privacy of her silence as possible. If she were more accessible, she would most likely be deluged with visitors with no time at alone in which to scan their Gothic chronicles. You will have to wait until the moon is full, for that is the only time when the path reveals itself. Explained Father Son until 10. Solana, we have much that we wish to share with you here. Must be noted, the Akashic records are the storyline of life which we plan on unfolding, which we choose different unfoldings we may choose if we go one way or another. Thus it was that Solana, priest of Rapa Nui, did enter the hidden kingdom of An and receive a great welcome there, and thus did he recognize it to be his real home. He had never before experienced such peaceful fullness. During this time many doors to the mysteries were opened to him. He was initiated into the temples of the sun, the moon, the morning star named Chaska and Korea, as well as the Ark of the Rainbow and Ilapa the Thunder lightning god. Each temple that he entered was a further step into the awakening of his diva knowing. Here he reached full maturity both as a man and as a god. As time passed by, the moon neared her fullness and Solana awaited the evening when he would begin his solitary journey to visit the hermit woman. Knowing full well of his impending arrival, I prepared myself to receive him.